What's up, Dragon Brood? So today I want to address a little bit of something. I think some people have this idea that I don't actually want to ever play like slower decks, and particularly blue decks on the channel, which isn't true because I have blue in some decks I put up recently, and there's going to be blue in the deck today. Mostly though, I'm looking for decks that tend to be proactive in doing what they're doing versus reactive. The reason being is that one, it is kind of boring to just sit around with the reactive decks and not really do much, and it's hard to do good quality content with that when I'm on stream because you kind of need to be focusing and waiting to counter and do all the stuff. But also, it actually makes for bad video because then you just have a bunch of really long games that aren't necessarily that great to sit through. So I try to find decks that are more proactive in doing what they're doing, which is why how I get to the content I do. Now, that being said, today we have a really fun, and I mean really fun, Prismari deck. I actually was like not sure how much I was going to enjoy this. I thought it was going to end up being like a weird counter burn scenario, but actually, no, the lines of play were fun. Like, come from behind victories. Like, all the new cards were doing fun and interesting things. Like, this is how I would love to play every blue deck if it were possible. So, definitely excited about that. I hope y'all enjoy it. Let's get into it and check this deck out. Okay, now starting at the top, Karuga ended up making the cut as the companion. And I wasn't sure if I wanted a companion for this deck or not, but ultimately it just came down to the fact that I think I only had one spell with like a couple of copies at one point that didn't cost at least three. So just like, well, if that's the point, why don't we just trim things up and just play Karuga? So here we are. Brazen Borrower. We all know what this is. You're mostly wanting the petty theft more than anything else to buy time, but hey, sometimes you just attack with the 3-1 and it's cool. Playing a couple of copies of Mystical Disputes. I'm not sure if this is correct or if we want more Mystical Disputes somewhere, but so far I haven't been too upset with having those in here. We have a 3 Saw It Coming, just as another cheap way to counter some things as the game goes on. We have 4 Bone Crusher Giants. Again, we're mostly wanting the removal part, but again, beaten down with the 4-3 is okay. Now, this is one of the new cards that really, really pulls its weight in this deck. And I want to say, like, it's because of the treasure more than anything else. Because you can go from 3 to effectively 5 mana on the following turn, and that really opens up the door for other things to happen. Where you want to play a dragon, and then you can attack, and then now you've got treasure to give you 2 mana up in case you want to like saw it coming, or you want to use the petty theft, or you want to shoot something. Like, you get so many options opened up on the very next turn, which is huge. Then we have Torrent Sculptor and Flamethrower Sonata. The Flamethrower Sonata is good just to get stuff into the graveyard, but also gives you yet another removal card in this deck. And the Torrent Sculptor oftentimes is going to be a 4-4 on the low end and a 6-6 on the top end. So that's bananas too, to have that as an option. And it's very hard to kill because it has Ward too. So even if your opponent goes to kill it, you can tie up some of their mana to open up the door for you to do other things. And they kind of feed themselves. Like if you have a Flamethrower Sonata early and you get another Torrent Sculptor, boom, there you go. And I would honestly say this deck probably could use a 4th one of those. Then we're playing 4 Draconic Intervention. This is just the sweeper of choice. And because we can have big creatures in the Torrent Sculptor, or we can have a Goldspan Dragon, which doesn't get hurt by it. It doesn't really hurt too much. We are playing 1 Galazeth Prismari. 1 just so we have another like reasonable creature to play, but it does fly, so we can block some annoying flyers. It's a 3-4, and it does let you get more use out of those treasures instead of having to sacrifice them, which is really nice to have. Then, like the aforementioned Goldspan Dragon, this is doing a lot of stuff in this deck, and it's a really good finisher. Creative Outburst, being able to deal 5. Then you look at the top 5 cards of your library, you put one of them in your hand, the rest on the bottom in a random order. You can also pay 2 and discard that to make a treasure, which we use that quite often in this list. So nothing wrong with that. And then we have Magma Opus, which is 8 mana. Let you deal 4 divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures. Or actually of any number of targets, not creatures, sorry. And tap 2 target permanents, and you create a 4-4 blue and red elemental creature, and you draw 2 cards. It does also have the same, I guess, rider there of being able to pay to discard it, create a treasure token. And you will use this quite often. You would be surprised. You would think like, 8 mana, whatever. But between the like Prismari command, the other cards you can discard to make treasure, the dragons, like you can make enough mana that you really do get to cast this. Lands, we have 6 island, 6 mountain, 4 frostbite, frost boil snarls, 4 river glide pathway, and 4 fabled passage. So yeah, this one's actually pretty fun. And like I said, these cards all interact well with each other, all feed off each other. It's not a hard deck to kind of come to being an actual thing, but it actually is really, really good. I enjoyed this quite a bit, but I'll let you judge for yourself as we look at the games when we step into the arena. Opponent goes first. Yeah, we got to keep it, I guess. I mean, we got plenty of mana. We have a couple things we can do with 2 mana, so we're not going to gripe about that. Hey, Jericho, welcome back. I have a lot of regulars that cycle through the streams now. I like it. Let's see what we can do here, though. Okay. This is going to be a little tough. We've got an opponent sitting across the board that I'm assuming might be playing something similar. And if so, I'm not sure how this is going to work, because there's a good chance they have way more experience with this matchup than I do, as this is literally like the 4th and 5th games I've played with this. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the opponent, because I don't know what they're doing. But getting them to counter a thing... Oh, they don't have it, so it's Behold the Multiverse. Alright. I'm not sure if that would be better to play in this deck either or not. Something to think about. Though I'm not really sure what I'd want to replace. Alright, go ahead with the Bone Crusher. Alright, what color do they get the double of? Okay, they got double red. To a Crowin War. That's your play? Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Why'd you go get a Crowin War? Get that. What else is this deck doing? Is it a weird, just like, anti-creature heavy deck? Probably gonna have, like, Elspeth Conquers Death or some such, I imagine. Okay. Let's see what they're doing. I have to admit, we've run into some opponents playing some weird things today, y'all. I have no clue what some of them are doing. And this is more of just like, if we get our creature back, great. I can shoot the opponent for 2. If not, then what else? What does that do? That gives them indestructible, right? Oh, they're just going to deal damage to it. Oh, okay. Sure. Like... Okay. That's a thing. That, Alright. Sure. I'm not even sure what completely just went down there, but hey, it's all good. The only thing I'm wondering now is if I want to actually kill that before I guess they decide they want a Lorehold command, but even then, I probably won't care too much, because then I could just use the Draconic Intervention. So sure. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Jeskai tempo, but not really. I mean, it's playing a lot of... Oh, you know what? I bet you this is a Valimachus deck. I didn't even think about that till literally just now. I bet you that's what's going on. Deal 2... Man, I don't know if I need to get 2 cards or not. Because I kind of want the dragons. Oh well, let's just get more information, I suppose. Well, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, really can't do anything with all that, so sure. Makes me wonder if they're just holding more Crowan Wars. It feels like the type of deck that would be. Alright, how dead is this dragon? Well, there's a Shark Typhoon that says it's pretty dead. Interesting deck from the opponent. Like, I'm totally going to lose this one not having any idea what they're doing, but I'm just going to hope to get lucky. Because I'm totally not playing around any of the right cards right now. Alright, another dragon. Probably runs into another Shark Typhoon. But I mean, really, what are we going to do otherwise? Here it comes. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, if you have it, you just do it, right? Unless they're worried about... Oh, it's a Prismari command. One artifact, deal 2. That's a peculiar choice. How much do I care about that? I don't think we do. Alright, it resolves. It's weird that they didn't go for lands or anything, because, like, if we had, like, a Magma Opus or whatever, we're going to have the mana next turn anyway. It's kind of a weird choice. Hey, welcome, everybody. Thanks for sharing the stream, Bob. I was just debating if I was going to put Karuga in hand there, because I could have cast it next turn, but I can still kind of do that anyway, as long as we have the dragon. Yeah, see, I told you it was a Valamakis deck. I don't know how I knew, but I was just like, something didn't feel right. Like, it just felt like there was a trap I was being lured into. Like a weird false sense of urgency. Or of security, I should say. I mean, we're not doing anything with this, so I'm just going to see if we can get a card that matters. Because it's possible we could get, like, a Magma Opus or something. That could be pretty good. Well, that's not really going to help our cause. Here comes another Valamakis, maybe? I mean, the good news is if they have a sweeper like Draconic Intervention, it doesn't do anything to a Goldspan Dragon. But it still might be worth it for them to do to keep from having lethal. Alright, so we're targeting the dragon and making a 3, gaining 3? Alright. Okay, those all work. Ooh. Ooh. Well now. I was just thinking I could remove something that only costs 3 with this. Attack for 5. That'd be 10, 11, 12. Dang, not enough. Not enough. Close, but not enough. I think I'm still willing to do it, though. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. This feels a little greedy to do it this way, but I'm going to be a little greed monster and do it. I mean, just put the opponent to the test. All right. That's one less thing to worry about. I have a feeling they've got an instant speed something. I'm not going to get my hopes up yet. Okay. Well, they're just dying. Never mind. Opponent goes first. Do we want to keep... I think we do want to keep this. Mostly because if we have to, we can cycle, I guess, effective, if you want to call it, cycle this for a treasure. Not sure when I'm ever going to use Karuga, but, you know, like, I couldn't think of any other cards I wanted to play that were small. This could be bad. Is it possible I'm going to... Yep, I was just about to say, gonna need a, Mystical Dispute for Winota. But maybe not, we'll see. I mean, we're likely going to just be looking for the Dragon Sweeper thing. I already have a mountain in hand, so I'll take an island. And we'll pass. Alright, so we're definitely going to get rid of... Actually, you know what? I could have done this. I totally forgot about that. The backside. That's unfortunate, because that's a sorcery, too. Might be a missed opportunity. Alright, they're just going to pump again. Don't blame them. That's actually the safe play, so sure. That resolves. Rimrock Knight. Now, see, I wasn't going to do this, but now I'm tempted to because I get to stop a Rimrock Knight and get rid of a token pre-combat. So now I'm going to. Like, that literally changed everything for me. Now things get interesting. Because we can use the Prismari command to kill the Usher. Alright. And then we can generate a treasure. And then if we're lucky, we can treasure into a a land into a dragon. And then use the 2 mana we get from the dragon to play the Flamethrower Sonata and kill whatever big thing they play here. We're going to deal 2 damage and we're going to make a treasure. Let's see if we even get to kill the Usher here. That worked. Alright. Now hopefully they don't, like, just hate us and do something like rip apart here or something. Because that would have been potentially hilarious. With us being stuck on mana. Okay, what do we want to do here? Because we didn't get to play our dragon. We unfortunately just drew another dragon. And that doesn't help us at all. So, I mean, we could just Sonata the Bone Crusher, because taking 2 is better than taking 4, right? So, or actually, no, we don't have anything big in there yet. Because playing this as a large size thing would be kind of cool. But I think we're just going to do this. Since this is a sorcery, let's go ahead and get rid of one of these. Ooh, a Magma Opus. That's almost worse here. And then we'll just pass. There's a Winota. Well, this is a human, so... I guess now we'd like to draw one of our sweepers? That would be much appreciated. That's not it. That's not it, deck. Oh boy, what do we do now? Ooh, so we can... Well, I mean, we could just kill... No, we don't have enough yet. This is dangerous. I don't think there's anything with haste they would play that really scares us. We're at 14, so I think we just dragon up. I think is our play here. And we just pass. I'm gonna gamble and see how this goes. Ah, they had a dragon. Gosh, damn it. All right, well, we're dead. I guess we're not dead, depending on what they get here. If they get the double striker, we're for sure dead. Okay, well, we're not dead, but we literally have to draw the sweeper here, or we die. I don't think there's any other out. Yep, that's not gonna cut it. Oh, what can we do here? At 3. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I mean, we could cast this, but it doesn't really do anything. We'd kill Winota, but then we wouldn't be alive. So that doesn't work. We could Magma Opus at instant speed. Okay, we could attack with the dragon. So that would give us enough mana available that we could Opus probably during their upkeep to kill their dragon, tap Winota and the robber and make a 4/4. I think that's what we want to do. I mean, we can otherwise block the dragon in the future with just our Brazen Borrower of our own. Man, this is a tight situation. I don't even know if this is right. I'm gonna put a stop during their upkeep. All right. Go ahead and Magma Opus. Oh, actually, it does 4 divided how we choose. Nah, I think it's still safest to do that. I don't like it, but I still think that's the safest play. All right. It's like the Nina Charmer, so we're just going to deal damage with that. 1 target. Tap 2 permanents. Submit. I think that works. All right. I'm okay with that. I mean, they get a bunch of mana. I don't know what they can do with it, but whatever's whatever. The opponent tried to GG us too. Did y'all see that? Like, while I was doing all that talking? I mean, if you want to kill my token, you kill my token. I mean, I'm definitely not letting that through. Well, that ain't gonna do anything. Ooh, and we just found lethal, team. Look at that. I'm gonna BM right here. And GG's my opponent back. Because Rimrock Knight doesn't even block. How you like that? Opponent goes first. All right, we'll keep this. I mean, we're not doing anything really for the first few turns anyway. So we'll just put some snarls in. I would like an untapped land or like a forest here, so, or not a forest, an island. But we drew the island. I don't know why I said. I think I saw their forest. So, and then I think we're just gonna go ahead and put away a Saw It Coming for the future. Though I think the opponent might have done the same thing. Oh, there might be an epiphany or something though. All right, this is gonna get into a weird bit of a back and forth type thing here. I think we just let the opponent do what they're gonna do. I don't want to tap down in case there's a random card we want to counter. And I'll probably just Prismari command target their Visionary. Alright. The new land comes in tapped. So I'm not worried about that. See, now this sucks because, like, I think we have to target their land. As much as I want to target the Visionary, I think we have to target the land. Because we get to kill a creature and take mana away from them. Especially since they tap with the Visionary now. They don't have anything they can do there. Let's do that, and let's make a treasure. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Those seem to be the two most common ones I use on this. Ah, okay. Well, I guess Mystical Dispute against this deck will probably be fine. So I shouldn't worry about it too much. Alright, so we dragon, attack, leave up. Saw it coming? Yeah, at some point we have to try to race, right? I mean, I guess we don't have to, but it's probably smart to. Also, by getting rid of that land, if we do decide to play the Torrent Sculptor, because it has Ward 2, I mean, it would come in as a 5/5, and they would really have to find a way to deal with it. What the hell is this mess? What kind of garbage plan is this? What is even happening? Like, what? What? This is the weirdest value deck. Like, why is there randomly a Thieves Guild Enforcer? I mean, don't get me wrong, it totally got to attack and stuff there. I just don't know why it exists at this point in time. Alright, so we can make 7 mana this turn, which is exactly the number we need to be able to use a Mystical Dispute. So, I'm going to put this on blue. And then I'm probably just going to use this. Do I have anything? Well, I only have to deal 2, right? So, this is a little tough, because if I'm... Well, those are all 3, I guess, so it doesn't really matter. And this is just put the number of counters on it equal to half that card's mana value rounded up. So right now, I'd only be able to make it a 4/4. Okay. Well, we're going to attack then. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Since we don't deal damage to dragons. And then we'll just see how the opponent feels about this the rest of the way. Guess apparently they didn't feel great about it. Yeah, we'll keep this. Can't think of a reason we wouldn't. You know, I've also wondered, like, if I wanted to not have it pause when I play a Snarl, but then I realized, like, there's enough stuff where, like, you might be playing Shock or Opt or whatever, so it's like, I guess it's fine. You're not really giving that much information away. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the opponent. I mean, they're probably not playing mono red, which is why they didn't cast anything yet, but it's not like I have counters in hand or anything. So if they didn't play something I can kill with the Bone Crusher here, it's likely going to be a Nax or something anyway, and without me having a counter or some such in hand, I'm not really going to do anything to that regardless. So the plan here might just be play Bone Crusher, set up some situation where maybe we can get the Draconic Intervention off. Oh, well, there's a Dragonfire. Look at that. Ah, Phoenix. Well, Draconic Intervention has fun. Well, never mind. I found something else. Which actually fits into what I was thinking, because I was going to, like, cycle one of these. I keep saying cycle, but discard one of these for a treasure. And then try to set this up, because then I'll get a 6/6, which is pretty awesome. And this only pumps power on that thing. What are the odds they're playing something random like, I don't know, the +3/+2 thing? I don't think I really care, though. If that's what they're spending their mana on, so be it. We can just sweep the board the next turn. You're going to play this game of chicken. Alright, they committed to it. And they don't have it. Still need 2 more cards. Alright. Yeah, I feel like we're in a pretty good place here. If we lose this, it's just going to be a bad, but... do we want red? Probably. I guess it doesn't matter totally, because we're going to be getting some treasure tokens. Alright, time to make a big bossy. Alright, 6/6s are usually hard for mono red to deal with. Especially when they have to spend extra mana to try to kill it. Could steal it though, I guess. Well, no, you don't have enough. I was thinking if they had a Crowan War, but they don't. They'd have to have 6. You love Bone Crusher because it's always good turn 3 when the opponent still hasn't made it clear where they're playing. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, is this a... No, that wouldn't make sense if this is a Luca type deck. Because then you'd have a chance of hitting things like the... This is weird. I was feeling good. I'm not so much now, y'all. Because, like, I'm not sure what deck even wants to play these cards that's not trying to do some silly Luca things. Now, the good news is I have this. So if they do target it with Luca, we can get the creature out of the way and not give up anything. So we're all good as far as that goes. I'm just trying to figure out what I want this turn to look like. Alright, they're blocking. I still need one more card in the graveyard, because, right, you gotta remove 3? Yeah. So let's play this, since they already know about it. We can still use a treasure if we have to for the Prismari command. If we end up not doing that, we may just cycle, or create another treasure here. Another Dragonfire, sure. Alright, so they are going to be able to get their Phoenix out after all. Not that it matters, though. I think we'll just use this to sweep the board next turn. Because we'll have the Prismari command in the yard if we want to. Or Magma Opus, either or. We're still at 18. We're going to go down to 14. Yeah, that works for me. Sure. So they're not even attacking with the 1/1. I guess they're just planning to block the 6/6 that they're not going to get to block. So we do have to put something in the graveyard here. It's just a matter of do we want it to be the Magma Opus, which we can still use the Prismari command and end up back at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be 2 away from using this. Or we could draw 2, discard 2, but we know one of them no matter what. We're going to keep that, so probably not. I think we're just going to shoot the opponent and generate a treasure. Deal 2, make a treasure. I think that's what we want. The opponent's taking a long pause there. I don't know what's in their hand, but we know they have some instant. So that is good information to have access to. Well, now we're 1 mana away from the Magma Opus, which is good. We'll go ahead and use that. And that exiles the Phoenix, so we don't have to worry about seeing that again. I mean, opponent could, like, randomly Ugin or something here, and then we're going to need to draw a land so we can kill the Ugin. I mean, I don't think they are, but it's a thing, you know? Got to be aware of it. Okay, if we draw a land, that's GG's. We did. Yep. Well, like I was saying, I really had a blast playing this deck. And it played a bit differently than I expected. And it was cool to use all those new cards. They actually all really did fun and interesting things. And the thing I would say about this deck that you have to keep in mind is you can have a lot of come from behind victories because you have a lot of extra damage coming from so many cards that you don't really look like it on the surface. But I had many games where opponent was up significantly, 13 life to my like 2 or 3, maybe use Magma Opus, tap some things down for a turn, and then boom, won the next turn. There's lots of crazy stuff like that happens with this deck, which makes it a lot of fun to figure out those lines. It's very proactive for blue cards, which I really, really like is going on here. And I don't even know how much of this list I would change. I think it's just going to be a season to taste sort of thing as far as your counters, if you want more or less like mystical disputes, or even if you think you need them or whatever. But other than that, this is it. I actually kind of like it how it is. As for today's card spotlight, we are going to talk about Birds of Paradise. This is one that I guess if you're a newer player, you probably may not have seen or used before. But this Bird of Paradise was the predecessor to good old Golden Goose, and boy, is it significantly better. But I will say the price on this card has actually started to climb back up after it's like low at one point. Used to find these a few years ago in the like $3 to $5 range. Now you're going to be hard pressed to find one for under $10, and there's several versions, depending on the set, that could be over $25. So yeah, the Birds of Paradise are on the move, and I think it's just become another popular card at kitchen table games and commander games. So now people are digging these up again, and they haven't been printed in years. So it's been a while since we've had another one, so I'm sure that contributes to it. But there you go. Something awesome that probably has little value sitting in your boxes if you've been playing for more than like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. Don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it'll be in the description down below, along with links for all my other stuff. If you want to come by, hang out with us on the Facebook gaming streams during the week, or even the Twitch streams in the evening, if you just want to be part of one of these videos, or you just want to get help with some deck lists or whatnot, hop into our Discord, and you get links for all that in the description down below. Also, remember, if you're shopping at Amazon or TCGPlayer for anything, if you use the links in my description, as long as you are shopping on those, I'll get 1 to 3% kickback, and you get to help the channel out without spending any extra money. And finally, if you haven't, please remember that you can like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I super appreciate it because that really helps so very much and lets you get notified anytime there's a video up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.